Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video on Peace Beats with Dan Blackwell. We are getting into some more Dimash today, listening to Fly Away live, New Wave 2021. I don't know anything about this song, I've never heard it before, I don't know what genre, style, I don't know what kind of vocal aspects Dimash is going to be utilizing in this, but it's always exciting because you never know what you're going to get with Dimash because he's capable of so many things vocally, and not just vocally but genre-wise as well. He is able to kind of adapt to many different styles and kind of displays a lot of those different styles throughout his own music and his covers as well. So let's get straight into it. Dimash, Fly Away.
Troubles far away, fly away, close my eyes and fly away. You say I was better running high. You say run away, it's not so hard. I think about the need to be loved. Everybody needs to be loved anyway. Why we have to lie every day? Why we need to stay? If you don't want to stay, set me free, I want to fly.
Okay, before we get into the chorus, who is this reminding you of? I'm getting very strong Michael Jackson in his prime, those kind of movements and the style as well. So I didn't realize that Michael Jackson was an influence on Dimash, but it makes a lot of sense that he would be. And he's pulling it off with style, and this is very different to a lot of the Dimash I've heard so far. I must say I'm more into his more kind of a traditional Kazakh style stuff, and some of his more opera stuff as well, more classically orientated rather than the kind of pop. But I'm still interested to kind of get into this. It's the instrumentation is different to usual. We have more of a standard band setup, as in drums, bass, guitar, but we've also got keyboards, and there may be some kind of backing track as well going on. The sound engineers put quite a lot of reverb on his voice, which works for this song. I think I usually like to hear Dimash's voice kind of more stripped back production-wise, because reverb is always the go-to with singers to make yourself sound better, and Dimash doesn't ever need to do that, you know what I mean? And what it can do is when you have a really, really great singer and put reverb on them, it can kind of take away a little bit from their raw talent there, because it's almost as if you're trying to cover something up when there's nothing to cover up, you know what I mean? But as I say, for this song, it's really quite appropriate for the kind of arrangement of it and everything. But yeah, I'm enjoying this, and I'm intrigued to see where we're kind of going here, because it's the energy of it is building into something a lot more like active than the usual more opera kind of stuff that we're doing. So this is a different side of Dimash that I haven't really seen very much of at all.
Stay if you don't want to stay. Set me free, I want to fly away. You're everything you know me. You're everything you know. I'll fly away to find my way. Set me free, I want to fly away. Nobody can control me. I'm looking for something more. I will fly away to find my way. Everybody needs to love anyway. Why we have to lie every day? Why we need to stay? If you don't understand, set me free. I want to fly away. You really think you know me? You really think you know? I'll fly away to find my way. Set me free. I want to fly away. Nobody can control me. I'm looking for something more. I will fly away to find my way.
His voice is amazing, isn't it? It's just amazing. And it's funny, I did a reaction the other day on my other channel, Peace Beats Films. Go and subscribe to that if you're into music documentaries. But I did a reaction to part 1 of the Ultimate Guide to Dimash, and it was talking about how self-critical he is after a live show. He texts his, my words are all coming out wrong today. He texts his friend, his producer, how did I do? How did I sing? And he's very self-conscious and very like self-critical, a lot of self-analysis on his voice, and he's very perfectionist. And it's just like, there is no imperfection here. I'm not looking for it, to be fair, because who is? But there's certainly nothing like jumping out ever with Dimash. I've never heard Dimash go anywhere south or north of hitting the right note, or belting too hard, or being too whispered. Or it's always the control, and it's always perfect. And it's interesting. What I'm enjoying about this one is, as I say, it's a lot more active. There's a lot more moving, which kind of gives a lot more opportunity for things to go wrong vocally. The more you have to give as a performer in that way, the more you kind of have to sacrifice in terms of the perfection of your instrument. So like with playing guitar, for instance, if you're somebody who likes to really Kurt Cobain it and get down and get crazy, that's awesome, and the performance is fantastic. But of course, the guitar solo, I prefer a little bit of messiness in that way, depending on the genre. But you're going to sacrifice an element of hitting all the right notes perfectly. You know what I mean? If you're like throwing your guitar around, you're on the floor rolling around, it's not going to be as perfect as if you were sat in a chair shredding. So the same goes for singing, in that if you're moving around and you have all this choreography to remember, even if it's other people around you doing most of like the legwork dancing, you still have to remember to stand on your mark, to be around them, to take all of that in. And that kind of gives like a little bit more kind of brain activity has to go towards doing that. And so a little bit of brain activity has to depart from the singing part of your brain, making it more likely you're going to make a mistake. But under this environment, under this pressure, under these circumstances, Dimash is still performing absolutely note perfect, which is just awesome. And another question, is Dimash really tall, or are these dancers quite small? Question, I've got no idea. I've got no idea, but it just kind of popped into my head. I was like, is he really tall? Don't know. Let me know in the comments about that.
Димаш Кудайберген. Вот они. Фанаты Димаша Кудайбергена.
Спасибо! Друзья, не устаю в очередной раз признаваться.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's just a natural born star, isn't he? He's been doing this his entire life, and I've just never seen anybody feel more at home on stage than Dimash. It is just his the stage is his living room. He's just totally at ease, totally relaxed, and yeah, it's amazing to see a singer be just that on point all times. It's very, very special indeed. I'm really intrigued when it comes to his performance in Wembley. I cannot wait to go to that. I don't know what songs he'll be playing. Is it going to be new material? Is it going to be sort of a mix of his greatest hits? You know, I have no idea what we're going to be getting into. But on this channel, you can expect to see a video all about the show in Wembley. I'll be making lots of content around that. And in the future, my kind of plan is with artists that I'm reacting to, particularly like Dimash, is I want to, once I've kind of reacted to everything I can video-wise, I'm then going to start doing album breakdowns and things like that, and live reviews and deep dives and stuff like that. So beyond the reactions, there's going to be more Dimash to come. So if you enjoy my content, hit subscribe button. If you would like to request a reaction, I have a Buy Me a Coffee. And if you would like early access to these videos, you get to see them before anybody else, comment before anybody else, and get behind the scenes kind of footage of the Dimash adventures and all kinds of stuff, me as a traveling musician. Yeah, it'd be great to see you in the membership. It's only $5 a month, and yeah, all kinds of exclusive content in there. As always, everybody, peace and love. Take care.